Hey everybody, it's C-Dub, the below average tanker. Again, got some or tank review for you. KV3. This was a tier 6 heavy tank at one time. Now it's a tier 7 heavy, and it's quite a bit better now, actually, in my opinion. I had it as a tier 6 way back when and got rid of it. Now I have it as a tier 7. It's got good hit points, 1,400 hit points. As you can see, the front of the tank there, the turret, the way it's sloped on the sides, it's able to bounce quite a few shots as long as you're facing the enemy. Gameplay I'm going to be showing you here. I actually got penetrated right below the gun and got my gun taken out once, but other than that, the turret took a lot of hits. You can angle the armor good on the front, and the armor is very effective. Now I'm going to compare it to this is the old engine, one that's tier 6, 600 horsepower. This thing was slow. It was very slow, and now it's got a 750 horsepower engine, which is really good. Speed limit's 32. Traverse speed is just flat awful. Hull armor 120, 90, and 90. Turret 130, 115, 115. Now the hull armor on this is better than T29, which is, in a lot of people's opinion, probably the best tier 7 heavy. View range 340, that's pretty bad. Rate of fire 4.88. Here's the good old Soviet 122 gun. 175 pin, 390 average damage. Now that average damage is 390, but you can get up to 488 with this gun. The accuracy is 0.46. Very bad accuracy, and you'll see some of that in this gameplay. I'm going to compare the 105 mil gun on the T29 to the 122. Here you notice the hull armor stats. The KV3's just a little bit better, but the turret armor, the T29, definitely with the 270 and 279 frontal turret armor, is just unbelievable. Here's the 105 mil gun and the 122 compared. You notice the rate of fire on the 105 is better, penetration's better, the damage is not quite as good, the accuracy is a little better, the aiming time is considerably better. The damage on the 105 is good. It's no problem. See this tank, the side shots on it, the sides of the turret are pretty well vertical. There's no really angled spaces on the sides of the turret, so if you get hit there by a decent gun, you're gonna get hit. On the gold ammo, you get up to 271 pin, which is pretty good if you want to load the gold. Now, as far as the the consumables, you got to have a fire extinguisher, and really and truly, you need the first aid and small repair kit. If you don't go into battle with those, you're just asking for trouble in this tank. My crew is also only up to 94%, but it's best to, I would probably think about getting a good repair crew on this so you can get your tracks up and so you can get out of the way fast, because you get tracked out in the open with this slow reload on this gun, you're in a world of hurt. Now we're gonna show you a little gameplay here. This is the best damage. This is the best damage game I've ever had in any tank, to be quite honest. It's a tier 7 match. As you can see, it's mostly tier 6s and a couple of tier 5s on each team. The couple of big things to note is notice the enemy team, their heavies are all tier 6 heavies. They have tier 7 TDs. That says a lot for what you're going to see happen here on the tank mountain, or whatever you want to call it, tank alley, heavy alley, up on the hill in the north here above the cap circle. our team's, you know, we got a Black Prince, T-29, and myself as the all tier 7 heavies, and the enemy team with the tier 6 heavies. It looks like an M6 and KV-1S, another M6. So, you know, I'm thinking here as I'm going down, thinking, well, I'm the last one headed this way, and there's no artillery. And you know, I'm sure a lot of you already know about the location. I'm not telling anybody anything they didn't know, but when you get up to the top of the hill here, instead of trying to wedge yourself in and waiting for them to come around the corner, whereas like the T-29 is even a better tank for this because of its massive frontal turret armor. KV-3, the way the turret armor is sloped, you can get in a good location as long as you can keep your turret pointed at the enemy. Then you're going to be in good shape because the way the terrain is laid out, your tank fits just perfectly behind the terrain, only exposing your turret. And with no artillery in this map, this was an insane position for anybody. And it's just, I just got lucky this match and was able to get up into this location. Luckily, none of my teammates took it. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to have at this." So, and you know, like I said, you know, this is the most damage I've ever done. But I gotta say, I was probably helped by my enemy as much as I was doing well myself here. It's like for some reason they just keep coming around this corner. As you see, I got hit there on the tracks by the SU-152, and I go immediately after him because he's probably got the most dangerous gun on the team other than the KV-1S and the AMX 1946. But I know for a fact that guy could really wreck my game real quick if he hits me just in the right spot with that HE. So I get him out really quick, focusing him down. And now it's just, you know, on the enemy side there's just a bunch of normal vehicles, nothing really that's that scary. They just stand right out there in the open. And me and the T-29 here, which he has a good game too, he ends up getting, I think, a lot of spotting damage from this. But with my 390 average damage here, I'm hitting for 390, 342. I think I hit for maybe 400 a couple of times here. It's just like shooting fish in a barrel. For some reason, either they don't see me for some reason, or they just think they're going to be able to get a shot in and not get hit. I do take a couple of shots here from a Sherman Jumbo, which takes out my gun, and I had to repair it pretty quickly there just a few seconds ago. But I end up taking quite a few shots from a couple of tanks here. I guess I get my side up a little too high, and they're able to pin me in the side versus, as you can see, the shots just bouncing in the front of the turret there. I'll be able to show you here a little. See, that's where the gun went out and the shots on the front there. So the frontal turret armor, they could have been firing gold at me. I'm not quite certain, but see, I poked up a little high there, got hit in the side, so I didn't stay quite hauled down like I should have, trying to be greedy and get some shots. So here I pull back, and as you can tell by the view of the camera here, that nothing but my gun is sticking out. Now, I will say that during this game, I probably should have advanced a little faster. I was too worried about the 1946 and the Jag Panther. I didn't want to go down the hill here trying to advance and then get nailed in the side by the Jag Panther or the AMX and get wiped out of the game here, because I'm already up to 2,700 damage. 2 kills. Now this poor guy here in the KV-1S, he's just trying to help his team out, trying to slow us down. He's trying to ease his way out there. And just watch what happens to this poor guy here in just a second. This is the kind of thing that usually happens to me. Get the little ELC up there with him, and this guy eases his way out, man. My guy hit him, T29 hits him, and then somebody hits him. He's, you know, probably just got a little action in the game, and he's already gone. It's just, I guess this is the way World of Tanks works, you know. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. You know, I guess that's the good thing about the game. Sometimes you see the great players in the game just get destroyed quickly, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the real equalizer there. You know, you watch like Quickie Baby's live stream or with Jingle, you see those guys, you know, play so good, but then you see them have a average person's game just get blown up in the first few minutes, and it makes you realize how, you know, I think fairly balanced this game really is. There never was much on the PvP in other games I played. You know, I didn't really like the concept too much, but this game is very fun. And if you're a busy individual, you know, you're like me, you know, have family, small kids at home or whatever, this is the kind of fits right into the game, because you could get on here and play for half an hour, 45 minutes, and you've played 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games and had a good time, and you can walk away from it. Versus I used to play City of Heroes and SWG back in the day, and those kind of games you couldn't just walk away from. There was always something more you had to do. You know, oh, I got to do this before I get off, and the time just got ate up so fast in those games. And you spent a very long time playing them, whereas this game, you could really sit down and enjoy yourself in just a matter of maybe an hour and have a good time. And if you got friends and able to platoon up and stuff, it makes it a really enjoyable game just in a brief period of time. That Yag Panther there, as I was watching the replay, I thought I hit him with a big hit there, but I hit him for 129 damage. So somebody else's shot hit him right before mine did. So I thought for sure I'd hit him for like 400 damage, but somebody else got him before me. I just happened to get the last 129 damage on him. All right, so I start to go ahead and advance down the hill. It's interesting here because, you know, I probably, like I said, I waited too long to go. I was too scared, I guess, for the two big tank destroyers there. But now the Yag Panther's out, so like I got to go help these guys, because as you can see, the AT-8 and the KV-1S they're on pretty low health, and I was, even though we still got some the M6 and the Black Prince there and the SU-152 still probably on full health, because they've been back at the base just in sniping position the whole game. I figured I gotta get up and help them. You know, I got the ELC to deal with, which, you know, sometimes those guys are very aggravating, especially if you're in a slow-moving, turning tank, and they can sneak up behind you. They get right up against you, and you don't have the gun depression to aim down at them, and they just sit there and just take your tracks off, and then use that 90 mil on you. That little glitch there you seen on the replay was the Bandicam. My free version I used for this only has a 10-minute limit, so I had to stop and start another recording to piece them together. Like, you know, like I was saying, the KB3, when I played it before they rebalanced the Soviet tank trees, and added in the, you know, the KV4 and the STI or ST1, whatever you want to call it, and moved the IS4 to a tier 10. I played this in the other tree, and it was a tier 6, and it was, you know, very slow, but the gun was awesome. But most of the time, you ended up, if it was a large map, you ended up just getting to the battle before it was over, because the tier 6 tanks most of them are a lot faster. But with this new balancing and the bigger engine in this, the more hit points, rebalanced armor and things, it's a really fun tank to play. I think it's right below the T-29. I still love the T-29. You know, just that front turtle on the red armor is just amazing. Here, you know, I didn't expect that AT-8 to be able to turn that quickly. So I thought for sure I had a shot on his side to take him out. No, I hit his tracks and didn't do any damage. And here, if I'd have just fired clutch, I probably could have had another kill here, over 4,000 damage with the KV-1S. Yeah, he fought his way up the hill. He deserved the kill. All right, we're looking at some stats here real quick on the game. Level 1 mastery badge. That's, you know, I'm happy with that. I was really happy with the amount of damage I put out. Like I said, I think it's the most damage I'd ever put out in a game. I got the steel wall. Like I said, I bounced a ton of shots off the front of my turret, and I was able to damage a ton of vehicles. And you can see here the T-29. Like I said, he had to be doing a lot of spotting damage. He had finished top on experience. I finished top on damage. I was able to get steel wall. And, you know, the enemy, as you can see, the Jagdpanther and the AT-7 and whatnot had a good game themselves. And 21 shots fired, 14 direct hits, 12 penetrations. So, like I said, the accuracy on this gun's not very good. Of course, I was probably trying to play it in a sniper position, which probably wasn't the best idea, or, you know, I had anyway. I made 57,000 credits, but the ammunition costs on the gun are pretty high, and then I used a consumable, so roughly got less than half on the credits, which is, you know, it's understandable with the big shells. The KV-3, I would recommend it for somebody, especially if you enjoy the knockdown, drag out fights, in your face, you know, tough armor. You know, if you're one of those kind of players that enjoy that, I think it's a great tank. I'm glad I went back and bought it again to try to go down that line, because I enjoy being able to take some hits instead of just getting penetrated every time, because I'm not that good of a player in order to duke it out with somebody and just have to rely on my skills. It's nice to have a little bit of armor to help with your little bit of skill. So thanks for watching. Like I said, if you like this kind of tank, this is a good one. Not quite T-29 level, but it's right up there with it. Alright, well, thanks again.